all of the liturgies in a Catholic Church year, you might be surprised to know that it's not the liturgies of Christmas or of Easter that have the greatest attendance at a single Mass or a single service. It's the liturgy of Good Friday afternoon, 3 p.m, the hour of the death of the Lord, on Good Friday afternoon when we celebrate the Lord's Passion. This is the best attended single service in a Catholic Church year. I wonder what the reason for that is. I've been thinking about it, and I wonder if it's because deep within each of us we have a real need to face our greatest fear, which is death. We spend most of our lives running from death, and even each day, the moments of a day which feel deathly, we run from, we try to avoid. We spend so much time and energy and so many of our resources trying to avoid anything that looks like death. But something happens on Good Friday when we know that in the context of the Holy Week, just a couple of days before the joy of the resurrection of the Lord, this is a safe place to face our greatest fear. And so we gather to celebrate the execution of a man who we know to be God 2,000 years ago. Somehow in the ceremony, all of our own fear of death comes to the surface, and the gathering enables us to not be afraid of this. The ceremony of Good Friday afternoon has three parts. The first is the Word, and at the heart of the liturgy of the Word of Good Friday, we listen to the reading of the Passion of the Lord from John's Gospel. It is a somber reading. It is a reading in which we find betrayal, denial. It is a reading in which we see a good man, a just man, a loving man being executed in the most cruel of ways. It's a reading in which we see the closest friends of this man, Jesus Christ, abandoning him, running from him, running for their lives. The reading finishes with the body of Jesus being laid in the tomb. The liturgy then moves to a second stage, the veneration of the cross, beginning with the unveiling of the cross, with the chant, "This is the wood of the cross," and then a positive note introduced, "on which hung the Saviour of the world." There is hope. In the midst of this deathly gathering, there is hope, for this cross is the method chosen by God to bring salvation to the world. And we gather on Good Friday aware of our need for this salvation. And then after the prayers for ourselves, for the whole church and for the whole world, we come to communion, when the fullness of the presence of the risen Jesus comes not only to us in this great sacrament, but into us. We receive the God who in Jesus rose from the dead and who overcomes all that is deathly. So this Friday, Good Friday, in almost every Catholic church around the world, at the same time, the hour of the death of the Lord, 3 p.m, there is this service of celebration of the Lord's Passion. Each of us has a real need to face the death that we experience at the end of our earthly life and the moments of each day that feel like death. This day, Good Friday afternoon, is a great opportunity for us to experience hope in the midst of our own grieving and our own suffering, our own daily anxiety. Let's not miss this great opportunity.